Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sarah Winstead here, bikini athlete and coach for Pro Physique. And today is Wednesday, so that means it is one of my rest days for the week. And I'm sitting in my car right now, as usual, not outside the gym this time, but I am outside of my therapy office. I dropped Una off at daycare and we headed over to work at Anytime, got some rest day steps in just to stay active and get some movement in, because on the days that I take Una to daycare, I don't do my morning walk with her. So that's a way to keep my steps pretty similar day to day and still make sure that I account for that time that I want to spend moving my body with intention. Even on rest days, I still take my steps seriously. I don't do my formal cardio, obviously. I don't do my formal training, but I'm still not a bump on the log. I am spending a decent amount of the day resting. I do sleep in a little bit later, which is really nice, but I'm not going to be I can't just sit around and do nothing all day. So today I am going to be going into therapy, and so today's video is going to be kind of an improvement season update. It is almost June, and so it has been for me almost 1 year post-show, and I cannot believe it's already been a year, basically. And I've had a lot of fun, a lot of growth, a lot of great things that have been going on this improvement season so far. So I want to update you guys on that, where I'm at, how training is going, how my food is going, because I know y'all love the food. So I'll be definitely showing some of my meals. You'll notice some of the things are the same, some of them are a little bit different. And I like taking improvement seasons as an opportunity to, experiment with new recipes, try new food sources out, change up your meals when you want to and when it makes the most sense for you. And obviously it's the summertime, we're being more social. I am, having date nights, having untracked or loosely tracked meals. You guys saw some of my Jamaica footage where we went on vacation. And so improvement season is a great time to do those kinds of things. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to be going into in this video, about how to, make the most of that, enjoy yourself within reason, and just, have some fun during improvement season, because, we've got about 6 months left. That's it. It does not seem like that long. In one sense, people may think, oh my gosh, 6 months is a long time. Hindsight is really not. And so I'm getting excited. I'm getting really, really pumped to kind of kick off my season, start prep at some point, whenever my coach is like, yes, we're going to drop the hammer and start prep to be ready for, 2025 and make another run at these shows to bring my best physique and my best package, because again, it's always the goal. It's not the placing, it's the physique, it's beating your last stage package, it's making the improvements the judges recommend, taking their feedback seriously, implementing it, giving your best effort, and then just seeing what happens. So, and enjoying your time up there. Like show day, you guys have watched my show day vlogs. It's a crazy, fun, amazing day to show off the hard work. That's what it's all about. And I have a couple of competitors this season too that I'm coaching, and it's really cool to kind of see their experiences, help them out as first timers, and see the joy that they have and the gratitude that they have on show day for all their hard work and then showing it off. So last point I'll make here in this opening clip is the importance of rest days and taking those, seriously, and making sure that, like I said, you do rest for some portions of it. Like for me, sleeping in a little bit more. I get at least an hour or more sleep on rest days, which is very nice for me. And, I don't have the stress on my body that comes from training or cardio, but I still am getting some steps in. I still do my mobility work when I can definitely fit it in between calls and check-ins and things like that. And then of course, I'm embracing my mental health and that side of things through a therapist. And I think I've mentioned this before lightly, is that I've been seeing a therapist since 2018, somewhere in there, same one for that amount of time, and she's wonderful. So, and it's not like, I think it's great to have that sounding board, and it's great to have someone to talk to that might be an unbiased professional opinion on different things. And she's helped me honestly with things like that help me in my physique goals, like stress management. She's introduced me to new different tools on how to manage my stress in those kinds of moments, and there's always some good takeaways from our conversation. Sometimes we just talk about nothing and I just update her on Una and how everything is going with that. Sometimes there's other topics we talk about. So I know it's not available to everybody. I know it's a definitely an additional expense, but I think if you have the time and the investment to make, I think that'd be a really good thing for people to possibly, you know, work into their day, because again, they can, you know, be helpful with things like stress management, be helpful with things like having different perspectives and stuff like that too, and reminding you of your words of the year, or reminding you to make sure you have gratitude and think about things maybe in a different perspective. So we're gonna go do that. And then think I'm just gonna go home and do lunch, grocery shop later on, go for a walk, and then get on my client calls and check-ins, and then go pick up my little girl who's having a blasty blast, I know, at daycare. She loves it. It wears her butt out. She is still having that, like, she hasn't settled yet fully, and it's just like, oh, baby girl, I love you. I love playing with you. But at a certain point, your dad and I want to go and just like lay on the couch and chill. And you're just like, play with me, my little butt's wagging. I'm ready to go, guys. So I love it. I can't help it. We do play with her a ton. So, but daycare days are refreshing and useful, especially on things like rest days, when I do want to take a little more me time, take a little time to relax too, and then just take that seriously. So I'll catch you guys in the next clip. All right, here is my current lunch. And if you've seen my videos before, my lunch is typically the meal that I change most frequently. I typically keep my pre-workout, post-workout, and my dinner and my smoothie similar during improvement season, but this is the one that I do overhaul whenever I get a little bit like, oh, I'm tired of this, I want to change things out. So we've got a nice colorful salad with hearts of romaine, cucumber, shredded carrots, and chopped bell peppers. I do top this with some extra turkey, avocado, the mashed avocado kind, which I love, and honey mustard. Got over here a nice turkey sandwich with cheese, tomato, and avocado. And then for dessert, I love me my chocolate mini rice cakes with strawberries, and I do top them with half of this Justin's chocolate hazelnut almond butter packet. And this is my current lunch. It's very yummy. It's perfect for summertime. I love the freshness of all the salad ingredients. Definitely puts me ahead on my produce for the day of my 5 servings as my goal. And it's a great way to kind of change things up, and really, really, really love this lunch. All right, it's the next morning, and I wanted to share my pre-workout snack. Hint, hasn't changed. Still love my strawberries, my mini chocolate rice cakes, salt, and half of my Core Nutritionals Core ISO Red Velvet protein shake. So good before I train, very satisfying, and fast digesting carbs for the win. Good morning. So yes, now we're in the car outside of Crunch, and so just had my pre-workout snack, which is the exact same, because if you love something, why change it? So yes, it is leg day number 2, so it is my hypertrophy leg day today, and so I'll show you guys some clips of that. Really nothing major has changed in my training, which is a good thing. I'm still progressing. I'm still adding either weight or reps, or, you know, mind muscle connection is like on fire right now, as far as like I'm able to feel a whole lot more of my glutes now versus definitely this time last year, but even before like I started prep too. And so I'll kind of go into that a little bit more later as far as like the actual like numbers, but the glutes are growing. I can feel it. I can feel more of the muscle that I'm able to squeeze. I'm able to squeeze them like weirdly on their own, which is kind of cool too, and not just when I'm like going through exercises as well. And so I've really found that my muscle connection is really key, because again, you're squeezing what you're supposed to squeeze, the stimulus is going to be there. And so I'm really excited to continue to train hard over the next 6 months. And obviously I train hard during prep as well, but it's definitely harder to build muscle during prep. And at a certain point, you know, your body does go into that muscle maintenance phase, as far as like, we just got to maintain what we can during a contest prep and a dieting scenario. You know, in the opening weeks, yeah, it might be still possible, you know, for me, but obviously the deeper we get, the more stress on the body, then it becomes more of a muscle maintenance game. And so this improvement season, I've probably said it before, is where the gains are made. is where you build muscle mass, and giving yourself enough time to do that, taking longer time in between your seasons, taking, time to grow into the division and grow with the division. Because if you've noticed, over the past, like, I competed for the first time in 2017, the division looks vastly different from 2017 to now, and it's growing in a direction that I personally like, as far as like the density, the muscularity, the physique, the shape, the hourglass, the balance that they see on stage, the presentations, all those kinds of things is growing in a way that I personally really like. And so that's why I always encourage my clients to go to shows. If you're a first timer or if you're thinking about competing, go to a show, because Instagram photo editing, it's a real thing. These girls, you may think they look a lot bigger, which a lot of them, yes, we have a lot of muscle, but we're not like walking around looking like figure division, because that's a different division entirely. And so go to a show, watch it, see the judges pick out, see the judges prefer, see the glitz, see the glam, smell the protein, because I love the smell of that. It always gets me like in the mood for a show. And then just go experience it. We're what is it, like almost June? And so like we're in the mix of show season and everything like that. So if you have shows that are local to you, that may be a great opportunity to see that show and then be like, ooh, maybe next year I want to do this show because it's close to me, it's within driving distance, and it's a fun show, and I like the way it's run. I like the stage, the lights, all those kinds of things can get you really excited for the sport. So that's at least all I have, at least updates for this clip. I'll show you guys some training, and then I'll show you guys a little more of the food, obviously, and then we'll kind of go into more updates about improvement season. Definitely have like an honest chit chat about kind of my mentality, because I'm not gonna lie, this has been probably one of the tougher improvement seasons that I've been through. Not saying that it's impossible or anything like that, but it's been challenging more so probably from a mental standpoint than my past improvement seasons, which is not a bad thing. Every improvement season is different, every contest prep is different, and that's why we continue to improve and grow with the sport. So I'm just really excited. I'm going to finish up my pre-workout, so and head into crunch. It's kind of funny this week. This week is Memorial Day week, and so it's a little dead this week too, which is kind of nice because it's like all the machines are available. I don't have to wait or like adjust my training. I'm going to say that now, and then everything's going to be taken. So that's how it always happens, guys. But it's nice too, and the last thing I'll say too about like summertime and the routines, I have a lot of clients right now that do have children that have a different schedule now than they did obviously when they were in school. And with that comes maybe needing to adjust your own lifting schedule, your own cardio schedule, to kind of fit the new normal, at least for a few months now during the summertime. And so I encourage you guys, don't, hold yourself to an unrealistic standard as far as like, oh, this is what I was doing, the kids were in school, why would it change? I'm like, it doesn't have to. If the timing still fits, that's totally fine. But if you find that, my kids have like summer swim league, because I was an old coach for that, or they have like summer baseball or whatever it is coming up for them that may alter your schedule, fit it, be flexible with it, find out the new routine, find the new normal, and take your time and give yourself some grace during that time frame too, of just like adapting to that as well. And so yes, that's all I have to say about that. But it's 4:56, so almost time for legs. All right, starting off with, per usual, hip thrusts. On my hypertrophy leg day, I'm doing 315 for basically as many reps as I possibly can. My goal for this is around 18 to 20 reps. If I can get that, I would be super, super happy, because I'm focusing more on the range of motion, the mind-muscle connection, the squeeze, everything that I can possibly do on this hypertrophy day. And then later on in the conversation that we're going to have, I'll share with you like my strength day, as far as like how that a little bit differs. Obviously, the rep scheme is different, the load is different, but I like training in these two ranges because I found that I can't recover as well if I'm constantly, hacking as far as like strength is concerned, and constantly trying to push my heavy weights. And so I'm taking some of the weight off, but there isn't a change in my overall intensity. You see me making the face. It's ugly. It's hard. I'm challenging myself every single rep. I just get a few more reps here than I do obviously on my strength rep days, but still hard, still heavy, and that's how I'm training right now. This is a newer movement for me. So I do follow Brett Contreras, and I really like trying some of the exercises that I'm able to try at my gym. So this is a glute medius hip thrust. Now, I'm still working on perfecting this form because it's definitely different, as you see. I'm doing more of like a hip hike in the beginning. I'm kind of leaning into that hip a little bit, not squatting, because he specifically mentioned that. And then I'm going laterally out with the knee. So I'm actually feeling this a whole lot more in the standing leg. That's where you should really feel it. But again, my form is not perfect on this yet. I'm still working on either the range of motion, the angle, the amount of like hip hike I do or don't do, how much I lean in, how far away I'm standing from the bar. And so I love Brett Contreras. I think he's fantastic as far as like the exercises, but you can actually kind of see it a little bit working in this from the back here. And it's also helpful when I do film this too, about seeing how I'm moving my body in space. But I'm definitely going to work on getting better at this movement. All right. Reverse lunge, step downs, glute focus step downs, whatever you want to call this. Another Brett Contreras exercise that I've incorporated recently for lower glutes. You'll notice I'm keeping my shin vertical. You really can't tell, but I am hanging on to that bar up there too to make sure that I am leaning forward to make sure my shin stays vertical. I'm using, I think it's like 18-inch box that I'm stepping back on, but I'm not launching off that back foot. I'm bouncing it a little bit, but I'm not like trying to use this as a cardio movement. I'm really trying to squeeze my lower glutes on the way up, the contraction, and on the eccentric as well. I definitely feel this lower glute, and also even sometimes like lower outer glute as well. Going pretty heavy on this. And then of course, when my form starts to fail, or when I feel it too much, maybe in my quad, I will stop. And so I like the balance created by having the weight in the foot that actually drops down. I find that it helps my hips stay square, because sometimes my hip will get a little bit janky if I'm trying to compensate, or if I'm not strong enough, or I'm trying to cheat. I don't want to do that. But love this movement for lower glutes. Very happy with how I've been progressing in this movement. Hey, look who put on some shoes. So this is from a different day, obviously different outfit, but I'm actually starting to incorporate posing back into my weekly routine. Goal is once or twice a week. This is actually the first time that you're seeing right here of me putting on the heels and going through my posing routine. Definitely rusty. Definitely have some things to work on, but I'm happy with kind of my starting point. It's a lot better than it was in 2022. So I'm excited to continue to progress this. Back home from leg day, and here is my post-workout breakfast. Pretty similar, but I have recently added in this low-fat cottage cheese. I kind of mix it with my eggs instead of my ketchup, and I found that it's really savory, it's really good, and it kind of makes like a cottage cheese omelet, and I really enjoy that a lot. And so I'm still having my English muffin, and of course my cinnamon toast crunch here as well. This is still, one of my favorite meals of the day. It's full of healthy protein, minimal fats, and then mostly carbohydrates, obviously for that recovery from what I just did to my glutes. All right, I wanted to share with you guys a couple of new additions and one returning for my current food right now. So you guys have seen my channel before. I love this Jenny O oven-ready turkey breast. Literally no thawing required. You can put it in right in the oven. It is done in about 2 hours or so, and it lasts me for almost a week's worth of lunches. It's a really, really big turkey breast. Second thing, you guys saw in my breakfast, I am doing the cottage cheese. This is the brand that I'm getting, and just in case y'all are gonna ask, macros, really decent. I have about 75 grams of this with my egg whites in the morning, and it's really delicious, makes them really creamy. And then you guys know I'm team bread. This is my current favorite right now, the Lewis bread. I get the Hawaiian loaf, I get the sourdough, the brioche. They have a bunch of different kinds. Macros, honestly, for one slice of bread, it really couldn't be much better than this, guys. Like 80 calories, 1 fat, 14 carb, 3 protein. So I digest bread really well. I love it on my sandwiches. And these are just a couple of new additions. And of course, my turkey that I wanted to share with you guys. All right, so now you've seen a couple of clips of training, of some food, more about rest days and things like that. Now it's time for improvement season updates. Because I know you all been wondering. I haven't, but hey, it's all good. Because it's June, y'all. I am going to drive out. Junior Nationals is on the 22nd in Chattanooga. I did that show last year, if you guys remember. And so it's going to be cool. I'm going to get to drive out there. I drive up there. Actually, it's like an hour and a half from Atlanta to see Paul, to see Steven. I think they have a couple of competitors competing there. So I get to cheer people on. I'm really excited about that. I love cheering people on. Like, I'm a coach, and stuff like that too. It reminds me honestly back of my swimming days at Clemson of just cheering people on for races and just being like a positive thing. And that's kind of kicks off this improvement season conversation, because that's one of the things I encourage my clients who are competitors in their improvement season: stay involved in the sport. Go to shows, help out at shows, go backstage and help out the expediters. They're always looking for volunteers. So talk to promoters, get involved in the sport so that way you still feel connected to it, even though you might not be underneath the lights on the stage in the tan and things like that. You can still help out. You still be involved. You still go and watch and cheer on your friends. I have one of my friends that is competing. She's actually in figure. I actually used to work together. She used to be the golf pro when I was a personal trainer at the same country club. And so go Megan. I hope she does really well and crushes it. So yeah, that is the cool thing about this sport, is that you can still be involved in it even when you're not stage lean, because ladies and gentlemen, I'm not stage lean and you're not supposed to be. So, I'm going to talk about that because we're going to have a little bit of a vulnerable little conversation right now, because, I am, 6 months out of starting contest prep. I think if Paul wants to start it earlier, then we start earlier. I just say, yes, okay, cool. But we're about 6 months out. And so there is a little bit of this sense of urgency, which is kind of cool, because it's just oh, wow, okay. We only have 6 months left. And some people think 6 months, wow, that's a long time. I'm like, it's really not. That's already June, people. I don't know where I feel I'm like, where did Valentine's Day go? Where did spring break go? I don't know. So I feel it's not a lot of time, but I feel this delayed gratification mindset and this patient mindset, two big qualities of successful competitors in this sport, because the work that we're doing right now today is going to impact us hopefully a year from now on stage, showing off our stage physique and things like that, showing off the muscle mass that we've built. And as a reminder, working on those glutes. And I think I might have a clip in here somewhere showing off that I finally hit 405 pounds hip thrust. So excited about that. I'm going to get 90 pounds for RDLs. I want 90s in each hand. I've done 75s. I think I've done 80s before. But I want that. Again, it's a pride thing at this point, but also knowing that that's just the next step. That's progressive overload, increasing weight. It's not always about weight. Reps, mind muscle connection, tension, range of motion, volume, things like that. But for me at this stage, I'm really just I want it, man. I'm going to get it. Have some notes over here as usual. But vulnerable talk. In improvement season, it definitely is a challenge. Every season, as I've talked about before, is a challenge. Grinding in improvement season, grinding it out in contest prep. They're both grinds in different ways and different challenges. And that's what makes each season unique and each season fun, for me at least, in this lifelong sport that I'm going to be doing a whole lot longer than, I'm going to be doing this sport of bodybuilding, not competing, but I'm going to be doing that a whole lot longer than I actually compete. So, but right now, feeling a little bit thick, not going to lie. I'm not going to say the word fat. I'm not going to body shame or anything like that. But are there days where I wake up and I look at myself and I'm just guys, I'm not really feeling this. I'm not really feeling this today. Yes, there are days like that. Many days like that. There's moments like that. We all have those things. I'm not perfect. I don't wake up every day and being let's go. Most days I do. But there are days where I'm just shit. we're here. This is what we got working with today. But I try to allow myself those moments knowing that it's temporary. Like this season that I'm in right now is temporary. Like I said, I've got 6 months left and then that's it. And then I'm gonna be hungry again. It's wild. And stuff like that. But we're choosing that. Obviously, this is a choice. Prep is a choice. Bodybuilding is a choice. Improvement season is a choice. What I'm doing is a choice. And I'm choosing to do it because I love challenging myself. You guys know my why. You guys have heard about it and things like that. But I am feeling a little bigger. I am feeling a little bit thicker. I'm going to give you guys some stats and show you a picture of me, my progress photos from last week. And so it's like, took me a lot to want to share this with you, but I think it's good because I want to be open. I want to be vulnerable with you guys because that's why I have this channel. You guys have seen me at my most fucking lean, sitting on that floor, giving you the realities of competition prep. I'm talking about being a robot, you know, that I'm sitting up here in the chair, sharing with you the realities of improvement season. And it's hard. Mentally, it's hard. It's challenging. But I love the photos. I love the stats. And I love the challenge of improvement season. So I'll go over a few things. So one of these sides of the screen will be a picture of me. And so right now I am 126 pounds. Y'all want to do the math? That is 22 pounds-ish, sometimes 23 pounds above stage weight. Okay. That's a lot. I am 5'1", y'all. Okay. That's a lot, but it's not a lot of weight to gain over the course of a year. Okay. Because that's basically what I have, because my season was done after junior nationals and then I reversed and I've gained, muscle and body fat, both necessary. And there are days where it messes with me because I thought that I would be able to make the improvements that I need while holding a little bit leaner, while being maybe in the teens or something like that as well. But my glutes grew, they were growing, yes. But right now, as of last Wednesday when I measured them, I am 1.25 inches above, bigger than what I was when I started prep in December of 2022. And I'm about 2 pounds heavier. Okay, 2 pounds heavier, but 1.25 inches on my fucking glutes, man. Yes. So that's, again, I love focusing on that. Why? Tape doesn't lie. The scale can screw with you. It can really fuck with you. The tape doesn't lie. The photos don't lie. My logbook doesn't lie. I am pushing more weight now with better mind-muscle connection, better engagement, better range of motion, better form. Just more of it than I was in December of 2022. I'm better. My glutes have grown, okay? And that was my feedback, glute density. So that in and of itself is a win right there, okay? Like if I'm only 2 pounds heavier, but my glutes are over an inch bigger, like then I'm probably a little bit leaner, and I'm probably been gaining a little bit more muscle mass, as far as body composition is concerned. Again, I haven't done a side by side, and I probably won't until I get to the same weight as what I was when I started contest prep, and I'll probably do a comparison that way because I like comparing the same weight-ish in photos. And then you can see, kind of year, before prep in 2022 and before prep in 2024, I'll probably do that kind of a comparison. I know it'll be different weights, but the composition will be a little bit different because you should see, and I do see, more glute shape, more glute density. And it's hard not to see it. Sometimes you can't see it because, again, I have body fat on me, more than I'm a little bit comfortable with. But again, at what cost? Again, I want to grow. This is my goal. I want to grow my glutes. I want to improve my stage package. This is what has to happen. Now, yes, could I have maintained a little bit leaner? Could I have been, a little more rigid on certain occasions? Sure, I could have, but I chose not to. And I'm okay with that choice. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm okay with that choice. Why? I'm strong as shit. I have a great relationship with food. It's fuel. I've added back all my fun foods back in. You guys have seen what I've been eating. You guys have seen vacation me as far as like desserts and mindful eating techniques and all those. And then date nights are back. Like I'm not going out every single weekend because it's fucking improvement season. I'm not having that all in, all out mentality, but I'm having that balance that I'd like to have, while still staying disciplined towards my goals. I don't eat fun foods all the time. I still have my fuel. I still have my carbs. I still feel good with my nutrients and things like that. But I have an untracked meal every single week. date night, or, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is coming back. We go over every week to a friend's house where he cooks out some meats, we get the sides, and we have a great, family dinner every single Sunday and watch Game of Thrones. That's in my life. I'm not bringing my food to that. Because he is a chef. He makes great meats, and I love it. So it's that's what improvement season is for. Celebrating, making memories, having fun. Prep is fun too, of different ways. But that's what improvement season is all about. And focusing on that mentally, more so than focusing on how I may look in the mirror or how I may feel about how I look in the mirror, it helps because I'm focusing on all these positive things over here. And it helps with the small little pain points that I might be having, sticky points that I might be having over here day to day and things like that. My calories are high. I'm right around 17 times my body weight. So you can do the math, over 2,100 calories. And again, with an untracked meal in there, it's probably a smidge higher than that because of the average calories per week. It's a lot of food for me. It is. But I again, the flexibility that I have. I can have my Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. I have my bread, me, team bread. All those kinds of things that I was looking forward to that I was missing in contest prep because that was not part of my plan. I had goals. I chose to eat those kinds of things. I talked about delayed gratification and patience. I talked about the sense of urgency, and I'm getting excited. Guys. It's weird to say I'm getting excited to be hungry, because I think I said this in 2022, I'm not hungry right now, okay? I have a lot of clients asking me about this sometimes too, about, oh, I'm not hungry, should I eat? I'm like, is your goal to grow? Is it in your plan? Then yeah, you gotta eat. But there are ways to make it a little bit easier for yourself too. If you find that, it's a lot of food volume for you, getting away from those volume foods. There is ne'er a cauliflower rice kernel to be found in my day. No. Not a fan of it. And, but I have my cereal, which is a great dense food. Pasta, great dense food. Bread, full strength bagels. Those are dense foods that don't take up a lot, but you get bang for your buck with those kinds of things. Dried fruit and honey, 2 hacks as well. I just told a client about, because it's hot outside, it's summertime, we're in Atlanta, it's freaking hot and humid. Full strength Gatorade. If you need that during your workout, that's easy, quick sugars, carbohydrates to your body, great intra-workout supplement, and you get the electrolytes of sodium, potassium, magnesium in there too, and you get hydrated during your workouts. Remember, water, sodium, carbs, magic 3 things to give you a great pump in the gym, also with things like protein too. But, yeah, wonderfulness. But I'm getting excited to show off the hard work. I think that's a cool thing. I'm getting excited about being hungry. I'm getting excited about the other side of the grind and what I call flipping the switch, because that's really what prep should be. And I'll probably do a pre-prep checklist video things. Prep should be a flip of a switch. It should not be an overhaul on your life. As far as again, that's that all in, all out mentality. As far as oh, I'm all in clean during prep and I'm all out dirty bulk, fuck it, let's go eat 5 cheesecakes a night kind of deal in improvement season. I'm like, no. I'm balanced in improvement season. I'm disciplined during improvement season. I'm having fun in improvement season. And then when I'm just flipping a switch and being well, yep, we just changed the calories. That's all we do. My mindset's the same. My training doesn't change. And my intensity doesn't change. And the way I run my life, I'm probably a little more organized, honestly, in prep, because you gotta be, because you gotta fit in things like posing and more cardio. But it's a flip of a switch for me. So, but it's taken time to get there. It's taken me a couple of preps to get used to that kind of stuff. Talking about that kind of pre-prep checklist. I actually made one of these in my phone. Encourage you guys, try this out. If you guys are starting prep like me, maybe end of the year, beginning of the next year, I started thinking about things that I want to do. Not food, but it is still food related because it's an experience that I want to have with Daniel, with my husband. I'm like, what I want to do, what I want to share with him before I start prep, because I know that, we don't go to New York on prep because it's I want bagels and I want pizza. I'm like, that really doesn't fit into my goals during contest prep. And so that's out. But it's we're going to go to New York probably in the fall. That's on my list. Cause I want bagels and I want pizza. So, but I also just want to share New York with him with the energy and the vibrance that I have, talking with my hands. The energy that I have when improvement season is different than the energy I have in contest prep. You don't believe me? Look back at my videos. different human. But I want to have the energy with New York. I want to go there and experience that with him. Walk up and down the High Line, you know, have some great meals and just share those moments together and experience that together when I don't have prep brain. Like, so that's on my list. Another one on my list is I do want to go to our favorite steakhouse that we go to for our anniversary, which is in October every single year. It's a favorite steak place in Atlanta. It's so good. It's called Kevin Rathman Steak. If you guys are in Atlanta, try it. It's really good. Because again, I want to share those memories with him. Share them with him without the stress of prep hanging over me, without just looming. You know, it looms. It's not like it's a stressor in my life, but it's a presence in my life as far as contest prep is concerned. Another one is I want to go back up to our favorite like Blue Ridge cabins and this mountain spa that we like to go to. Again, I can pretty much navigate cabins and spas, but I still want to go because again, it's going to be fall eventually and I want to go back up there. Not saying I can't bring my food in a contest prep because I've done that before, but I still want to go up there and make memories without having the prep brain, being a full and vibrant person up there too. So, yeah. And then I think the last thing I want to talk about is something I did recently, actually, is blood work. I actually did my blood work this past Friday because I haven't done like a full panel of blood work since it was on the sheet, 2021. I haven't run my blood work since 2021. Probably should do that more often, you know, but I just haven't done it. And so I was just trying to see where I'm at, get a baseline for myself. I like running this in an improvement season scenario, not right after contest prep, because it's going to yell at you as far as everything's going to be a little bit down the dumps because everything gets a little bit down regulated during contest prep. Give yourself some time. I'd say minimum 2 to 3 months, get reversed out to where you might start feeling a little better before you test. But I also like running them in improvement season. And it gave me confidence in myself as far as like, everything is in a good place. Like hormonally, I'm in a good place. And I'm also 37 years old. I'm like, I didn't think that, you know, things start to decline a little bit internally when you start, you know, aging, obviously. But I just wanted to see where I was. And I was very encouraged that I'm in a good spot. I'm in an optimal spot. I'm a natural athlete and everything like that. I'm going to stay natural. And the blood work confirmed that what I'm doing and how I'm training my body and what I'm putting in my body, it's all liking it. It's all resulting in accomplishing the goals that I want to accomplish. And so I encourage you guys, if you haven't done it, do it. You know, I went to a hormone clinic where I paid for someone to run the test, but also I paid for like obviously someone to interpret and help me interpret because I don't know what all these numbers mean, or what they say is a good range may not be a range that you may need to be in. It may not be as optimal as you want it to be and things like that too. So but the nurse knew my goals. I explained to her, and she actually used to compete herself, which is kind of cool to have an athlete. And just she understood that yes, normal is good, but I wanted to be on the upper range of normal, you know, going towards optimal and as optimal as I could be for my situation and how old I am and stuff like that as well. And so I'm in a good spot. So I just, again, checking the boxes as far as reaffirming where I'm at and what I'm doing. So yeah. I think that's it, guys. We did it. Improvement season update. Done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions, I'm probably going to do a Q&A in the next few videos. I do have a couple of questions that people have commented in prior videos, so I will put those back up and pull them back out for a Q&A. But if you have questions about improvement season specifically, or things that you want to look for, or goals that you want to set for yourself, always have goals for yourself, even in improvement season. And let me know. Let me know what questions you might have. I can do a separate Q&A and answer specific improvement season questions or pre-prep questions, because I'll probably do a pre-prep checklist video before I start my own prep, just to make sure you guys are, you know, at least checking the boxes to make sure you're in a great spot to start prep yourselves. So have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I will catch you guys in the next video.